Well, believe it or not, it is National Adoption Month, and specifically we are talking about through foster care. And as we all know and love, there's a great organization here in the Chattanooga area that helps us find homes for the many children that need a loving home. Here to give us all the details, Leslie and Marvell. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
All right, so of course we are talking about the Chambliss Center for Children, if you have not figured that out yet. So before we dive into the details of the event we have coming up, who wants to give me a background on the Chambliss Center?
I can tell you a little bit about that. We've been around for 146 years.
Wow.
Started as an orphanage. We changed over to 24-hour child care several years or many years ago. So we operate a 24-hour early childhood education and extended child care program where we care for about 300 plus children on our main campus and about 300 or so in off-site locations. So we're there for parents. Any hour they need to work, we can take care of their children. And then we have a residential program where we recruit and train foster families. We facilitate adoptions, and we have a transitional living program for children who age out of foster care.
All right, and we're talking about National Adoption Month, and like you mentioned, specifically it's through the foster care system. So talk about that a little bit more.
Okay, well, November is National Adoption Month, so that's kind of why we wanted to highlight that, and it is specifically through foster care. So ultimately,
and how is that different, I guess is a better question. How is adopting through a foster care system different?
It is not, and maybe I should let Marvell speak on that because she's our recruiter trainer for our foster program.
Sure. So really what happens is that there are some agencies that do adoption only. So these are kids who come in, they're available for adoption automatically. Through foster care, typically our kids have, we've worked on reunification with their birth families, and it didn't necessarily work out, and so now these kids are available. So of those kids who become available, typically about 80% of them are adopted through the foster families that they've been with already. But then we've still got about 20% of them that still don't have a home. Right. And so, that's where we talk about, adoption through foster care.
All right, and so you're doing an event this month, which you do several events throughout the year, but this one's going to be a little bit different. Go ahead and explain that to us.
Well, in the past, we've done some foster care info nights on our main campus, and they've been very well attended, but we know that not everybody can come at 6 o'clock p.m. on a weeknight to our campus for an event. So we decided to do a foster care Facebook Live event. So we're going to do that on Wednesday, November 14th, starting at 12 o'clock. I'm not really putting an end time on it because we'll see how it goes, but we'll have some of our case managers, some of our staff from our residential program will be on there to talk about foster care in general and then answer questions live. So people on Facebook can post their questions and we'll answer those for them. And we know not everybody is on Facebook, so we welcome anyone to call anytime for information on foster care. But this is just something a little different. We haven't done this before and thought we would try it.
Like you mentioned, sometimes it's hard for people, especially if they have families existing, smaller children at home, to get out, but there's still a lot of questions. There are so many questions that come along with wanting to be a foster care family or an adoption family. Can you answer some of the maybe top 3 questions that people have?
Yeah.
Go ahead and maybe start easing some of those concerns.
Well, a lot of people are asking questions about just the qualifications in order to be an adoptive or a foster parent. And through Chambliss, for example, you have to be at least 25 years old to be a foster parent. You can be single or married. You can own a home. You could be renting. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to be rich. We're just looking for people who are financially stable on their own. And that's a little bit of it. The other half of it is really about the behaviors that come with the children that we're seeing. And it just depends on their situation and why they're in, because sometimes it's not necessarily the fault of the child.
Right.
And we recognize that, we don't want to ever stigmatize them, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So I think that those are some of the bigger things that people are concerned about initially walking into the process. But we want them to know that also, it is a big task to take on, but you're well supported through the agency with your caseworker, with our foster support worker. Like, there's always somebody there to help you in this process.
Yeah, and there's a lot of training that goes along with this. So this Facebook Live event, and even our foster care info nights that we've done, is really an intro, just some general information. There's a program called PATH, Parents as Tender Healers, that families have to go through in order to become a foster parent. We don't really, because of the holidays, we don't really start that until January. So this is an opportunity to ask some questions, kind of see, maybe mull it over during the holidays, and then we'll offer the training beginning in January. And Marvell's actually our trainer for that program. So that would start in January.
Yep, January 15th will be our first day.
And is this Facebook Live session, and any of your info sessions even on campus, it's for all knowledge levels, right? I mean, so there's never never a dumb question, so to
There
speak.
you can ask anything you want. We typically have, just general information, but we will get as specific as people want us to get. We want to provide complete information for people, because this is not a small step in your life. If you decide to get into fostering, we realize that it's a big commitment, and we want people to have all the information that they need. And this Facebook Live event allows people, if they're on their lunch hour at work, that they can tune in, or if they're, at home with kids and can't get away to an event. This is just a different way for people to find out.
And if they can't make the live tune-in, the video will still be available on Facebook later,
Yes,
right?
we'll post it.
Perfect. So a lot of people probably have the same questions, so even if you can't make that. So give us the details one more time. That's going to be
Wednesday, November 14th. We'll start at noon. And again, if anybody has other questions, they can call us at 693-2580, or our website is easy, chamblisscenter.org.
All right, perfect. Ladies, thanks so much. And
Thank
I know
you.
I'll probably tune in just out of curiosity. So
Yeah.
we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you.